KWT slaying.
Salama family, salama. How y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So before I get started, I want to know how many of you saw my video on Odyssey yesterday? Give me a one, a two if you didn't. All right. So give me a yes or no. Did I prove my case? I mean, I'm sure some of y'all probably saw all of the other videos. Did I prove my case that Ethiopia, the true land of Jerusalem? Yes or no? Or maybe? All right. I see mostly yes. I saw one no. I ain't see no maybes yet. No, I see a no. I see yes. I see mostly yes. I see a maybe. I would say the ones who say no and the ones who say maybe pre-programmed with prejudgmental ideas. Because based upon all of the other evidence in the other videos, and you add that last video on top and you got doubts, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. But you ain't got to agree with me. That's fine. I think I didn't drop the mic on that one. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the reason they are under judgment. Now, I was going to call it the reason they are doomed. Now, YouTube, it wasn't coming up when I was looking for the video when I say the reason they are doomed. Right? Now, look, I understand people are individuals, but we're talking about nations here. But the original title was going to be the reason they are doomed. Because we already know they're under judgment. But you know how that little search bot be acting up. But I'm like, be honest with you, there's not much we can do. Right? We've tried our best. We shared the word. Many have prayed with them. But we would have healed Babylon, but they're not healed, right? We would have healed Babylon, but they're not healed. Now, why am I going into this? Because I don't think there's much time left. And it's really sad when you got the scriptures in front of you and you can go read them scriptures for yourself, and because of racism, you can't even see it. Racism is a hell of a drug. Just like religion is a hell of a drug. But here's the thing, fam. You have to understand that before we leave here, what does the Bible say the dragon's going to do? What does Revelation 12 tell you the dragon's going to do before we get out of here? And in what way will the dragon do that? In what way will the dragon pursue the woman when she's about to go into the wilderness? It's going to be through people. And these people have a natural hatred. Yes, I'm talking about a group of people. I'm talking about a nation. Let's talk about nations. Let's move beyond the black and white racism thing. Let's talk about nations. There's a natural hatred for the Israelites. And if you don't believe we're the true chosen of Yah, that's your problem. That's why you're being judged. Now, if you take this personal, that's your problem as well, because I'm talking about your nation. You still have a decision as an individual whether or not you're going to support Israel. I'm going to tell you, there's things you don't understand that the Bible teaches, that Eurocentric Christianity has blinded your eyes from the truth. Why y'all the chosen? We his people too. He created us too. Yeah, he did. Everything that exists, he created. But there's certain things he set for himself, like a first fruit offering. He chose a people for himself that belong to him. For whatever reason, the Most High chose. And your nation persecutes us. Let's not twist it. Yes, your nation persecute us. But why are you going on this? Because y'all in trouble.
Mississippi is raising. The state of Mississippi is raising eyebrows for some and creating full-blown outrage for others after the Republican-led state house passed a bill that would form a court system of unelected judges and prosecutors to preside over part of the capital city of Jackson and expand the Capitol Police Force. In short, instead of giving the city's majority black residents an opportunity to exercise their voting rights to elect judges and prosecutors, the power would fall to government officials. Joining us now is one of the biggest opponents of this legislation, Mississippi House Minority Leader Representative Robert L. Johnson III. Representative, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start by reading part of your joint statement about these bills. You say HB 1020 and SB 2889 are an insult and a distraction, taking power away from the citizens of our capital city while we waste critical hours sitting around and letting hospitals close and our people die. You go on to say these bills are what modern day Jim Crow looks like. Explain to us how this bill even got this far along in the process to begin with.
Well, we have a supermajority-led House and Senate and a Republican governor. And as I described them from time to time, they are kind of new to this process. And they don't have any respect for the rules, procedure, or the tradition of the legislature. And so we don't even, there are even opportunities to debate some of these issues. They've just decided that they're just going to run roughshod over the whole process and have what they want.
All right, so just break it down for us in layman terms. If this were to pass, what would this mean for the black residents?
Well, they would essentially have judges who would be appointed by a Supreme Court justice who was appointed by this very governor that is engineering this effort. They wouldn't have any say-so in that judgeship, those multiple judgeships. And so those people would answer to no one who lives in Hinds County. Not only would that judge not be elected, that judge could come from anywhere in the state. And so that the Constitution says all of our judges should be elected, shall be elected. And so this takes that right to vote, that right to exercise their constitutional power from the people in the city of Jackson. So all the cases, I mean, it would be the most important part of this. So all the cases that anybody brings against the state of Mississippi, and we bring them all the time. I'm a lawyer. If you sue the state of Mississippi, they have to come through the circuit or chancery court in Hinds County. There was a time when we were fighting for more money for public education. And one of the things that they wanted to challenge was the constitutionality of the referendum proposal. One of the white Republican legislators told his constituents, if we pass this referendum, then you'll have to answer to a black judge in Hinds County. That, you know, there are these little phrases, these invites that they have that always point to race.
Is there a chance that this bill will die in the Senate?
There is a chance the bill will die in the Senate. Thankfully, because of the uproar, because of the push that many of us have had from lawyers to community activists to legislators, I think, and the national pressure from people like, just the exposure from networks, from people like you, they are feeling the pressure. This does look like Jim Crow, like post-Reconstruction. This looks like everything that some of us who are old enough remember growing up through the Civil Rights Movement, the things that we fought to reverse.
Representative, curious, I know your intention is to stop it, but let's just play devil's advocate here. Are you concerned that if this bill does become law, would it create a new template for a Republican fight for the years to come, similar to what's happened with critical race theory law, for example?
Well, yes. Look, we tell people, we've been telling people all over the state, this is not a Jackson problem. This is a Mississippi problem. If they're going to do it to Jackson, they'll do it to Greenville, Greenwood, anywhere they want to go. They want to create a city within a city that just serves a particular segment of the population. This capital city complex has a disproportionate white population, doesn't represent the actual per capita demographic in the city of Jackson. And this is a template for what they'll do in any city that has Black or African-American leadership. And so, yes, the danger is that this is the route Republicans will continue to do in places where they lose political power.
Mississippi Democratic.
So, back to Jim Crow. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. Why is that, Yakoba? Because they're digging a ditch for themselves. Just like they were building the wall to keep out the immigrants, that wall is there to keep them in. These laws that they are passing for Jackson, that's supposed to remove the rights from quote unquote Black folks, is going to be used against them. Look, they're not swift enough, y'all. They're not swift enough. They can't see it. Because I'm going to tell you what's happening. They see an opportunity, and I'm going to tell you what they see. They see an opportunity to implement these laws. Why? Because of the 15-minute cities. See, the UK is going through their change of laws and their 15-minute cities, and you're not going to be able to leave unless you have a pass or your social credit rating is correct. See, all it is, most people can't see it because they just don't have that abstract thinking, which, you know, everybody's at a certain level. But why now? Well, one, we know why, because it's the awakening of the Israelites, and so the devil's angry, and he's going to come after the Israelites. The Bible says so. That's just what they're doing. But understand that this is part of the New World Order agenda, which is both the Democratic and the Republican parties are going along with. And so when they implement the 15-minute cities, they're going to restrain your rights. So for the white supremacists, why not do it to the Black folks? And see, white folks not going to push back because it's against the Black folks. But in reality, what they fail to realize, we're not going to be here. We're not going to be here. So who are these laws for? For them. All of these laws that the global government is making, the 15-minute cities, all of this is for them. They don't realize it. But they're being judged and they don't realize it. But why, Yakoba? Why are the Gentiles being judged? Y'all have heard this before, Joel chapter 3. I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I will put them on trial for what they did to my inheritance, my people Israel, because they scattered my people among the nations and divided up my land. So can we say Africa? They cast lots for my people and traded boys for prostitutes. They sold girls for wine to drink. This is why they're doomed. And they will never hear anything we say because we're nothing but Negroes. No matter how much you warn them, we are the chosen of the Most High. They will never hear you because we are Negroes. Or as they like to say, Niger. Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? Judgment is here because of what you did to us. But we don't believe you're the people, Yakoba. That's fine. You ain't got to. Second Ezra 15, behold, said Yahuwah, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to what? To them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus says Yahuwah our Elohim. So the Most High says he's judging them because of what they've done to us. The reason why Russia's fighting and you fighting Ukraine and now they're threatening China is because they are going to go to blows because of us. The reason why Mississippi making the moves that they're making is because they are scared. Because you Negroes have too much influence, y'all have too much money, too much power, and we know what's happening because we're part of the global agenda. We know that we're changing the laws. So since we're changing the laws and we're going to change how you navigate from city to city, that's also in Second Ezra. Since we're going to change how you navigate, we're going to change how you go around places. We're going to take away your right to vote. We're going to take away the laws that protect everybody, supposedly. Because now is the time, because we know that we're bringing 15-minute cities. So this is the time to pass the law so we can get those uppity Negroes back in line. But we not going to be here no more. See, they don't know that. They don't know that. They're building. They're building their own trap. They're building their own trap. They don't know it. But see, that's the poeticness of the scriptures, because as we show them the scriptures, they can't see it. When we show them that we're the people, they can't see it. Psalm 57:6, they spread a net for my feet, Mississippi. I was bowed down in distress. They dug a pit in my path, but they have fallen into it themselves. The pit that Mississippi has dug for us is going to be used for them. But here's the thing, like I told you, they don't believe the scriptures, because if they did, they wouldn't do what they do. They have an outward appearance of godliness. An outward appearance of godliness. They say we are a Christian nation, though we hung your people from trees and fed your children to alligators, buck broke you, made clothes out of you. But we're a Christian nation. But see, the reason they are under judgment is what they're doing to us. See, the more you keep hitting us, the more strikes you put on yourself. Don't you know you're going to get double? And guess what? It don't matter how many times I warn them. It don't matter how many times you warn them. They're not going to listen because we're nothing but Negroes. Negroes don't know anything. But we're Father Yahuwah's people. We don't believe that. So that means it's not true.
Getting scared.
Hold
It has
on,
just come to
hold
my.
on. This thing looking funny here. Hold on. Let me refresh this.
I'm so.
This is strange. All right. Let me remove this and add it back or something. It was fine just a moment ago. Hold on a minute. What's going on? The devil busy. Let's see. Now, understand this, family. This particular video gonna have a little cussing in it, so you got sensitive ears. I'm warning you ahead of time. All right. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so let's do this thing here. Try this one more time. That was the strangest thing I've seen. I've never seen that before, but let's do it again.
It has just come to my attention because I didn't know about it just until today. In Mississippi, there was just a law passed like 5 days ago that the Jim Crow laws are being reinstated. That shouldn't be happening at all. And I know you may be wondering, this is like not my normal content on here, but I'm sorry. And I just have to make this known because what the fuck? What the actual fuck? It's why? I really don't understand why people do not like me, do not like us because of my color of skin. I don't understand. I really don't fucking understand. What?
Let me explain it for you, okay? Since you don't understand, because some of you people don't listen either. Some of our people got hard heads. Some of our people so in love with Babylon that they think they're equal to everybody else and have the same opportunities and that they are citizens of this nation. You were never citizens of this nation. You are under a curse. You're under Deuteronomy 28. And until we leave this land, this is what's going to happen. Now you got it, right? Now you understand. But let's continue.
What the fuck did I do? I'm so fucking sorry that I'm not gonna cry on here because
I did warn you. Now, no, don't be writing me and telling me I thought this was a Christian channel. It's not a Christian channel, okay? It's a ministry for people, right? You've been warned. I told you there's gonna be a little cussing. If you got your children listening, turn them away. I warned you already.
no, but this has to stop. I'm so serious. This has to stop. It has to.
I want to start this video off with a quote from the great Assata Shakur. Nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gained their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of their oppressor. What is happening down in Mississippi, essentially the reinstating of Jim Crow laws, is proof that this place will always be what it has always been. And they will always be what their forefathers have always been. The belief and hope that any other truth exists, has kept us in a loop of begging people to see our humanity and expecting that someday they will act accordingly. They never will. The sooner we digest that, we can then begin to refocus our effort, our energy, and our vision into doing things that will actually bring about our liberation. Because we can never assimilate enough, practice their religions enough, be good enough, dress appropriately enough, speak properly enough. In their eyes, we will never be enough to be human.
So I like what the sister said. So in their eyes, we will never do enough, right? We'll never be human in their eyes, which is obvious. But some of them marry us. Yeah, some of them marry us because some of them like, our swag. Some of them also marry us because, they see the future and they need some melanin. See, some of y'all gonna think I'm hateful, and some of y'all gonna think I'm racist. No. See, as the sister said, it don't matter what we do. You ain't gonna never accept us. But I ain't trying to be accepted by you. I'm trying to be accepted by the Most High. See, we at the point where we have run our race. We at the point where the decision is being made. Either you survive or we survive. Now, according to the God that you worship, because you don't worship the God of the Bible, y'all don't want us to survive. But Yahuwah says those dry bones are going to live. But because you don't know the Bible, you think you could do what you want to us. Did you not see the ships over there, the Iranian ships over there in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro? You think that military ship is over there in Latin America for its health because it's on a tour? They're being tourists. You think the balloons that were flying over America is because they wanted to take beautiful pictures of America? Do you think those people who I showed you who look Chinese and Russian coming across the borders are there because they're ready for a nice vacation? See, while you dig the ditch, your judgment is already here. You're about to fall into the pit and they're about to put the dirt over you. The pit you dug for us is the one you're going to fall in. The walls you built to keep out Haitians and other immigrants is the walls that's going to keep you in when you want to leave. The 15-minute cities that they're building isn't going to be for us because we're going back to Africa. It's going to be for you. And I know every single word that I'm saying right now is just the ravings of a lunatic, the ravings of a black man who don't know nothing. But I'm going to tell you this. It's the same thing when John the Baptist was there telling you about Yeshua coming and God's judgment. Ain't nobody listen, not many. But you're under judgment. I can't believe you can't see you're not under judgment with your trains falling off the railroads. Your water's being poisoned, your animals being poisoned, your air being poisoned. I don't understand why you can't see that you're under judgment. But y'all just think it's the last days. Oh, we're in the tribulation period. But why is there tribulation? And why is the Most High angry? And why is the Most High judging America for what you did to his people? Black Mississippi Capitol distrust plans by white officials. Plans by white officials. I wonder why these plans are by white folks and not by a mixture of people. Isn't this supposed to be the melting pot? That's what they told us growing up. Didn't they tell you, y'all, that this is a melting pot? Jackson, Mississippi still got unclean water. I wonder why Jackson still has unclean water, because it's a plan to genocide the Negro. What do you think the last 2 years were about? It wasn't for the whole world specifically. It was mainly for us. I told you, soon as we woke up, the devil got angry. Soon as we woke up and we said we Israel, boom, they shut the whole world down. I keep telling you. But let me say it. Hold on, family. Hold on. You know I got to say something. Come on. I'm about to say it. What am I about to say, Sister Chantel? Brother Karras, what am I about to say before I continue? Y'all know what I'm about to say. Come on, before I get there. Somebody say it before I say it, because you know I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. What am I about to say? Yeah, what am I going to say? There we go. Ain't no 400-year prophecy. You know I was going to slip it in, right? So we supposed to keep loving our oppressor and ignoring everything they do. Jackson, Mississippi, random gunfire, repeated break-ins, and decaying city water systems are constant challenges at Mom's Dream Kitchen, the soul food restaurant Timothy Norris' mother opened 35 years ago in Mississippi capital. I wonder why that's the case. I have some cousins that live in Ohio, said Norris, who has spent most of his 54 years in Jackson and now owns the restaurant. They came last year. They had not been here in 22 years. They were completely shocked at Jackson. This is called warfare. Citing rising crime, Mississippi's Republican-controlled House recently passed a bill that would expand areas of Jackson patrolled by a state-run Capitol Police Force. Put more niggas in, excuse my language, because I know some of y'all got issues with it. Put the Negroes in jail. State-run Capitol Police Force and create a new court system with appointed rather than elected judges, so we could put more Negroes in jail. Both would give white state government officials more power over Jackson, which has the highest percentage of black residents of any major U.S. city. War against the Negro. The state Senate has also passed a bill to establish a regional governing board for Jackson's long-troubled water system, with most members appointed by state officials. The system nearly collapsed last year and is now under control of a federally appointed manager. So now you had to get the federal government in to help with some clean water. But like I said, the pit they're digging, they're going to fall in. The proposals for state control have angered Jackson residents who don't want their voices diminished in local government and are the latest example of the long-running tensions between Republican-run state government and the Democratic-run capital city. They all racist. They all racist. It's really a stripping of power, and it's happening in a predominantly black city that has predominantly black leadership. I'm going to stop right there. It's a stripping of power of black folks. They already were gentrifying your neighborhoods. Now they're taking away any legal protection that you may have had. Oh, and by the way, there's not going to be any more jobs for you Negroes. We have AI now. We have robots now. Oh, but the pit they dig for us, they're going to fall in. Oh, they are in trouble. That's why Negroes ain't scared. That's why Israelites ain't scared, because we got the prophecies. We know what's happening. We told y'all what was coming, right? We told you. We told you before it even happened. Go watch our videos way back in 2015 and 16. We told y'all all of this was coming. You thought the devil was going to let Israel out without a fight. You thought the devil was going to take the chains off your neck and off your arms and off your legs without a fight. You thought all of a sudden they were going to say, let these Negroes go so they can go and build up Africa and we can no longer get access to their resources? No. We're in war. All I can say is Micah 5:8. Micah 5:8. Didn't I tell you? I told y'all about Micah 5:8. Watch. Oh, when them Negroes wake up, when them Israelites wake up, the whole world gonna shake because they're the chosen of the Most High. But guess what? You were living in a delusion. You were living in a dream. You thought you were a citizen of this country because they allow you to make a little money, because you were able to buy a few nice houses, because you were rolling around in the Tesla. You thought you finally arrived. They told you skin color don't matter. But you tell them, well, you know Jesus was black, right? Well, color don't matter. We don't know his color, even though the Bible tell you his color. There ain't no color in heaven. We ain't in heaven. There's color on earth. There's diversity on earth. But you know we love y'all, right? Well, why are you passing these laws in Mississippi? Well, that's just them. You know America love black folks. Ain't no more racism in America. You know we love y'all, right? We love black folks. Why y'all acting like this?
In America. Why is this even a thing? It's so disgusting. I've learned a new term, Sundown Town. These are current locations of currently active sundown towns in America. Why is this even a thing? It's so disgusting.
Now, you know, I'm going to have to say I was still naive. I knew there was one or two sundown towns. I didn't know they had all them sundown towns in the U.S. I could have easily been driving through one of them towns. You know what I'm saying? I could have probably been in one because, to be honest with you, I went to a town one time and it was a little closed off little town and it was nice. It was beautiful. And I had to go there for business. But I didn't know they had all those sundown towns around America, which means that if you go through there, you might get hung. You go through there, you might get beat up. You might get killed. You know what I'm saying? If you knew they had all these sundown towns in America, give me a 1. If you didn't know they had all them sundown towns in America, give me a 2. I'm going to have to give you a 2 right now because I didn't know they had all them sundown towns. I'm sorry, I was naive. And I'm pretty informed. We got a few of y'all who knew. Y'all need to warn some of us. We might have driven through some of them things and been hung from a tree. But, you know, you remember some of our family who got hung from trees and they say they committed suicide. Black folks don't usually commit suicide. And when they do, they don't hang themselves from trees. But guess what? Ain't nobody pursued that. But we all the same. Ain't no racism in America. Why y'all hating on us, black folks? Why don't y'all love us, black folks? We don't hate nobody. Y'all hate us. And it's proven and proven again. Because why are you passing these laws in Mississippi? Why are you trying to put us back on the Jim Crow laws? Oh, we're not doing that. Y'all just don't understand. We're really looking out for you all. We're really just going to appoint some judges and some police officers because we're concerned about the crime rate in your city. But we really do care.
We turn now to the fallout. From the racist rant by the creator of one of the nation's top comic strips. Newspapers across the country are dropping Dilbert, and Stephanie Ramos is here with more. Good morning, Stephanie.
Hi there, Rebecca. This isn't the first time Dilbert comic strip creator Scott Adams has made some controversial comments, but he is now experiencing possibly the biggest repercussion of his comments about race. This morning, another newspaper is dropping the popular comic strip Dilbert after its creator was accused of going on a racist rant.
Dilbert's being canceled all over the country.
The Star Tribune in Minneapolis has joined the Los Angeles Times, Washington Post, and USA Today, no longer printing the cartoon, poking fun at office culture, after creator Scott Adams revealed his interpretation of a poll from Rasmussen Reports.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Adams says he was only advising people to avoid hate and claims his quotes were taken out of context.
Do you think that I went on, a live stream and said, stay away from black people, every one of them, there's no exceptions, whatever you do, just ask yourself, was there any thinking behind it? Was there maybe a why to that you haven't heard yet? If you heard it in context, would you disagree with it? And the answer is, I haven't seen anybody disagree.
I think he was clear. He said, don't hang around black folks, right? I'm sorry. I didn't misunderstand him. But let me tell you what I think is happening. What's happening is they're stirring up the right wing. This is a government operation, in my opinion. They're stirring up the right wing. Why? Because they want that civil war. They want that race war they've been looking for this whole time. That's what they want. Why? Because they can't let the slaves go back home. They know these prophecies. They knew who you were forever. I mean, we've proven that. They've been knew who we were. I mean, their books prove that they knew who we were. So why now? Why all the hate? Why all the racism? Why y'all need to leave these Negroes alone, black folks? Look, let me ask y'all this before I continue. Were you in this poll, family? If you was in this poll and they asked you that question, give me a 1. If you wasn't in that poll, give me a 2. Because this dude was saying, hey, all the Negroes say they don't like white folks. I wasn't in that poll. You know what else he said? He said that I was identifying as a black person. I was looking out for black folks. I was trying to help black folks, but I'm not going to help black folks no more. That's what he said. Now he's trying to backtrack because he lost a ton of cash. But he was like, I used to identify as being black. I'm like, what? See, no. There's your problem right there. There's your problem right there. But see, everybody want to be Israel, but what? Ain't nobody want the curses. Everybody want the blessings, and they want to be Israel when the blessings are there, but ain't nobody want the curses. Let them Negroes have them curses. But y'all not Israel. Let the Negroes go into captivity, but y'all not Israel.
Charlie Kirk comes to the defense of racists white people and says he's on the verge, no longer wanting to help black folks. It is so ironic. Let me take you to the first video.
Okay, so Scott Adams, the founder of the cartoon Dilbert, said, quote, if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, then that makes them a hate group.
Wait a minute. He said if, come on now. If was a fifth, come on now, finish the statement for me. I'm gonna move on. If was a fifth, what would happen, family?
Now, I don't love that. I understand the essence of what he's saying because it's just overgeneralizing. And who's to know if this is the actual sentiment of all blacks in America? It certainly seems like it's heading that way. There is a lot of anti-white sentiment growing there.
Charlie Kirk, I'm going to once again give you a proper education. Number one, why do you think you help black people? Number two, when you decide to contextualize any of this madness into some level of serious conversation, please understand you have now discredited your own proclamation about Dr. King. Was it not you and your people, Charlie Kirk, who said that it was Dr. King that said a man should be judged by the content of his character? You all are talking about general context and not individual character content. That's not what you're doing. What you are submitting is a very dangerous thing, but you're doing it intentionally. Now, I want to remind you of what this cartoonist said.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist.
Because you are.
Yep, because you are.
Okay, let's dissect the ways here. So he literally goes on, self mode. This is so important to tell the world. He's no longer going to help black people because when he does, he's called a racist. Sir, do you understand how extreme your actions are just doing that move?
So he's not gonna help black folks no more. I'm like, that's cool. I don't remember you helping me at all. So I don't think we're gonna miss anything. But here's the thing. And I'm gonna put the link out there in a bit. But what Israel don't understand is that we're at war. I told you there was going to be some issues before we go. Because why? Israel leaves what? Come on now, crying. Remember I told y'all that years ago, that Israel leaves crying. Why? Because they're going to take away your jobs. They're going to take away your money. They're going to take away your nice homes. They're going to take away your cars. They're going to take away your freedom, put you back in Jim Crow. Their plan is to put you back into that subservient position that your ancestors was in. And it ain't just the U.S. It's globally. Once again, as I've stated in the past, you have to put all the pieces together. You have to look at everything that's happening. You have to look at all of the judgments. You have to look at all of the prophecies and say, hey, I see a pattern. How did they say if Yeshua came down right now and they saw that he was a black man with an afro, you think they would accept him as Savior? If they don't love you, how they gonna love him? Come on now. If they don't love Negroes, how they gonna love him? But I'm a Christian. Yeah, you are a Christian. You are a descendant or an offspring of Rome. But I'm a Baptist. Yes, you're an offspring of Rome. I'm a Protestant. Yes, you're an offspring of Rome. I'm non-denominational. Yes, you're an offspring of Rome. I'm Jehovah's Witness. Yes, you're an offspring of Rome. And if you're Catholic, you're definitely an offspring of Rome. But don't think there's not plan. I don't believe in coincidences. When things start happening around the same time, you can guarantee it is coordinated. Remember the guy in Italy who's talking about Africans and all this stuff? They're all coming out with these racist tropes and all of these things now because it's coordinated. We are in warfare.
On social media, a video of another racist attack on black migrants in Tunisia. Such attacks are prohibited by law, but rights groups say they're condoned by the country's president. Last week, Kais Saied said, quote, hordes of sub-Saharan Africans were changing the demographic makeup of the country, sparking racist attacks throughout the nation. This is what is left of one black woman's home after it was ransacked. Black men and women say they are arbitrarily rounded up by police because of the color of their skin.
We really need help from all over the world because we are really suffering here.
Hundreds of Ivorians and Guineans are now being repatriated, some injured and unable to walk after the beatings.
We live in fear. People are scared to go out, even those that have the right paperwork. And for those that don't have visas, they get thrown out on the spot.
Many of them were hoping to make it to Europe. Most African migrants from Senegal and West Africa are not fleeing war, but poverty. But Europeans don't want them on their continent and have signed agreements with North African countries like Tunisia to stop them from crossing the Mediterranean. According to aid agencies, there are 30 to 50,000 African migrants living in Tunisia illegally. Tunisian rights activist Miriam Mastour says they are mistreated and do menial jobs that Tunisians don't want to do. She says she and her husband have also experienced abuse.
So racism has a long history in Tunisia against Black people, even if Black people are like 10 or 15% of the population. Now, people in Tunisia are in a social and economic crisis. So the president, he uses Black people as scapegoats.
Tunisians are out on the streets denouncing the attacks, holding signs saying, Tunisians come in all. It's a reminder of the diversity of the country, but a call for unity in the face of growing bigotry.
So like I said, ain't no coincidence all of this happening and they're attacking black folks. It is coordinated. It's definitely spiritual, but it's coordinated. Documents reveal why a Vegas man threatened another black mass shooting update. What's going on here? Why all of the sudden hatred for black folks? Well, remember, even in Ukraine, right? They were messing with the Africans, and y'all can't leave, and y'all got to stay here and get blown up. Because we about to leave. They know we about to leave. What did the Bible say in Revelation chapter 12? The dragon gonna get angry and come after the woman when she's fleeing into the wilderness. The Exodus is near. It's obvious. What I told you about the birth pains, them contractions here, that baby about to pop. A Las Vegas man embarked on a violent racist rampage threatening to carry out another black mass shooting, all because he lost his job, per Las Vegas Review-Journal. Detectives found his erratic behavior began the month he was terminated. Then suddenly, black people were the problem. Wait, hold on. Why is black folks the problem? A lot of black folks got some serious degrees. I doubt this dude have serious degrees. And then you got the ones who don't have the degree, so he's not really fighting for those jobs. So why isn't he going after the Mexicans and the Asians? I just wonder, what is it about the black folks? Because it's a psychological operation. I told you, we're being painted with a target. This is how the devil moves. The scripture says, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. But you got to understand something, and I'm going to be putting a link up. And don't come on here with no foolishness, because I'm going to bounce you. I told you that before. But understand this. Everything's working according to plan. Everything we told you about the scriptures is coming to pass. Even found the real Jerusalem. And for you all who disagree, that's your prerogative. But we are in warfare. And you cannot be ignorant when you're in a war. And you cannot blindly trust people who are not part of your army or your nation. And you can't trust some of your own people because they've been compromised. Some of your own people will set you up. And sell you out to the massa. Now, I pinned the link at the top. We're going to hear what the family has to say, but here's the thing. There's a paradigm in the scriptures that is not taught within Christianity. What is that paradigm, Jacoba? The paradigm that is taught in the scripture, and it's a way of thinking and seeing the scriptures, is that of a royal house. A royal family. And that royal family went into captivity. And by that royal family going into captivity, salvation came to other nations. That's Bible. That's the Bible you say you believe in. Blindness in part came to Israel. And then salvation came to the Gentiles. But you're going to boast against the natural branches. But you already been warned not to boast against the natural branches. Welcome, Sister Betty. How you doing, Sister Betty?
Hey, Minister Jacoba, my little brother. I got some good news for you, Jacoba. I've been trying to tell you that I'm going to help you come on to Africa with me and Arthur. We talked to Siobhan and Tim. I'm making my pilgrimage over there. If not April, it's going to definitely be May.
You going to visit or you going to move for good?
Let me tell you how Miss Betty is. I'm going over there. Siobhan and Tim got the lawyer lined up. The lawyer lined up to help me with my paperwork and help me and Arthur start the business and to help us buy property. So I'm going over there to line it up, get my property, somewhere to live, and then me and Arthur, we're moving the whole family. I'm shipping my cafe stuff over there and the gym stuff in a container. We moving. This gonna
So,
be our
sister,
last year.
you got
This
your whole
it.
family in line to go with you?
I got me, my son Arthur, and his wife. At least the majority of my circle. My son say Shalom. We leaving. When I go down there in June and get everything lined up by the end of 2023, I won't be in America. I told you I ain't playing. I'm not playing because it's just Yacoba. Listen, it is the average American does not realize that by us still staying here, we are still mentally enchained. This whole American system is a lock and chain for the Hebrew Israelite. This space is not ours. I don't care what you own in this space. It is not yours. It never was and it never will be.
You're
Some
right.
of y'all who still celebrate 1776, Negro, you were never free. You ain't free now. Listen to me. They got 85% of our Hebrew Israelite men incarcerated so they can inseminate them, rape them, mentally rape them, and physically rape them. So when they do get out, they ain't no good to family, children, wife. They ain't no good to nobody because they are in that system feeding them. They feed us awful food on the outside and they feed them worse food on the inside. We mentally and physically sick. They should be giving us a disability check for just what they did us mentally and physically. We got to get out of here. This is not ours. I don't care if I go there and sleep on the dirt floor. I'd rather sleep on the dirt floor looking at me than to be. And I'm telling you, and I'm not going to be buried in this witchcraft country. I am going to be buried on the continent. I already told my boy when I die, you better not bury me in America.
So here's the thing, Sister Betty. They're gonna call us racist because we not trying to get along no more.
No,
I'm like,
no, you already know.
Look, I mean, the way things going right now, why would we want to get along?
Why
right?
would we get along? Get along. This ain't the get along game. That's over.
Yep.
That's over. This ain't the get along game. We ain't getting along no more. Ain't no more peace talk, peace pipes.
Exactly.
Passing, none of that.
None
We
of
pouring out no more libations. None of that.
None of it.
Them fools who talking about we Indians and we native to this. Will you stay right here and wait for wait for them to give you a reservation? I'll take mine on the continent. Look, like Siobhan was saying, you can go over there and buy an acre of land for $1,000.
Really?
Get your bags ready. I'll buy you an acre of land. Get your bags ready. I will buy you an acre of land.
Who gonna build my house though, Sister Betty?
Don't you worry about that. If I'm over there, you gonna have some bricks and I'm gonna have some bricks. Don't you worry about that.
All right.
Don't you worry about that. I got you on that first acre of land.
I appreciate the love, Sister Betty.
Oh, most definitely. I want to see you out of here. You and Tio. You and Tio, get out of here.
Here's the thing, Sister Betty. I ain't convinced my wife yet.
You need to let her talk to me. Let her talk to your big sister.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me move on. I'll come back to you, Sister Betty.
All right, baby, all right.
Sarah, yeah, how you doing?
Shalom, shalom. It's been a minute since I've been on here.
Oh yeah, it's been a minute. How you been?
I've been great. I'm doing fine. Thank you, Minister Yacoba.
So what you think of all this foolishness?
I mean, I think it's crazy. I haven't gotten hardened in anything, but I'm just like, I don't want to deal with these people anymore. I'm ready to get up out of here. I know one racist told me, he was like, "You too pretty to be racist." I'm just like, man, I don't have to like you. You don't like me, so I'm just ready to get up out of here, Minister Yacoba.
Oh yeah, I think look, let's take a poll right now. Israel, give me a 1 if you're ready to leave this place. Give me a 2 if you're not sure or you're not leaving. I think everybody ready to get the heck out of Dodge. Sister Chantel, how's it going, my sister?
Hey, big bro. Oh my goodness. I think, look, Sarah, Auntie Betty, all of you, we all say the same thing. I'm done with these people. I'm done with this place. I'm sick and tired of seeing gray skies. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I don't want to be here no more. I don't want my children growing up here. It's filthy. It's disgusting. The people are just the worst. And they want to cry out and say, "Oh, we're not like our ancestors or our forefathers. It's unfair to judge us by the fact that you're not slaves and we're not slave owners and blah, 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 blah. That's what I say. I would rather say a whole lot more, but that's what I have to say to that, because I literally watched another video of some white chick, I think she was from here, talking about, I'm so sick and tired of white people, you know, trying to support black people and their racism and this, that, and the other. I just, they haven't changed. They're not going to change.
They're not
So
going
you
to
know
change.
what? The Most High, just do what you need to do. Like I said, I can't remember who said, I'm not, Sassy Frassy. Tara says, I'm not praying for them. No, sis, pray for them. Pray Psalms 109 for them. Pray for all the judgment that the Most High said he's going to do. Pray for that, and pray that we are taken out from amongst their hands. Because I'm done with them. I'm done. The ones who are righteous, they know who they are. That's cool. But the rest of them as a nation, you're done. I'm so sick and tired. We're tired. We're exhausted, and we're done. We just want to go home now. And when I saw that video, it was either this morning or yesterday, when I saw that video with the sister crying out and seeing all the others saying, there was one particular sis. Sorry, I'll try and finish off what I'm saying here. But there's one particular sis who turned around and says, I don't want to be here no more. I want to go. I might keep my, my citizenship, but I'm gone. I don't want to come back and everything. I'm like, yes, it's time. It's time. It's time. When the secular Israelites, when the ones who aren't awake start calling out and saying, I want to go. I don't want to be here no more. When it has to be that they are completely afraid. When they get to that point, then know that it's very near. It's very, very near.
So,
Very
Sister
near.
Chantel, you think the Most High making it uncomfortable for us, Bruce? Because I think that's what's happening, right? He making it uncomfortable because he say ain't nobody gonna be left behind. Everybody going home.
We're so uncomfortable. Look, we've adjusted ourselves to sin. So it's like, when you walk into a dark room, you know it's dark, but then you be there long enough and your eyes start to adjust. That's what's happened to us. And those of us who woke up, we're coming out of that adjustment. We're realizing, oh my gosh, we're in darkness. We need to leave. We have to be uncomfortable. That's how Israel has to be in order for us to literally be ready to leave. Because as the scripture says, we're stiff-necked. We don't want to hear nothing. We don't want to hear nothing. And I'm so glad. To be honest with you, right now I'm shaking, but I'm not shaking because no. Actually, I'm not gonna tell a lie. I am scared for our people. I know that those of us who have faith in the Most High, we know that we're under his protection, but those who are still trying to hold on to Babylon, I'm terrified for them. I'm terrified for them because they're still out in the world and they still think that they can run to their oppressors and that they're going to get the sister with the head wrap, she said it beautifully. Why are you running to these people that hate you?
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. Just the same way I never understood, why did you go and take their solution? So many of our people who took it are the same ones who a few years or a few months before were saying, oh my gosh, I can't trust these people. Look how they're killing us. Look what they did to George Floyd. Oh, sign me up. I want that thing. I want that thing, please. Like, what is wrong with you? And then these are the same ones after they took that thing, turn around and say, we need to come together. We need to fight. Fight what? You didn't even realize you're in a war. The war is so beyond your head. You think that a few guns is going to do anything? The warfare is biological. You just don't even realize you're in it. Anyway, I'm done.
All right. She Brew DNA.
Hello, Yakoba.
How's it going?
It's going good. Praises to the Most High.
So what's your thoughts on all this?
The madness is the madness. But I just want to say, for the people that are waking up, and Yakoba's been here for a long time, and I've been watching you for a long time. Teo Ministries, it's a great thing because we see how everything is being constructed. Like, one thing everybody needs to know: our Father our Father. He's literally playing chess with himself. So don't fear. Don't be afraid. Everything that he does for a reason. He's the creator of all things, even when it comes down to our Messiah, our belief, our understanding. And I know a lot of us are going through hard times with our families because they don't understand it. They haven't been woken up yet. But at the end of the day, this conjugation, like what we're doing right now, like you having this live right now in your platform and the way that you're using it and the way that you're teaching people, and everybody that you have on this platform is literally providing more seeds to be planted and understand where we're going. This economy, this world, this Babylonian mind state that they're trying to keep everybody in, it's literally down. It's down to the, like, there's nothing left. There's nothing left that they can do. And to see how we're growing as a people and we're coming back together and being together and, you know, being under one construct, which is following the law, statutes, and commandments and being with the Father and observing his laws and everything that he commands and trying to walk like the Messiah. It's literally bringing us back. I've been in the understanding and the truth for 7 years now. And the influx of people that want to understand, you really gotta, everything that you taught, you gotta relearn. Just like, you know, the Messiah said about being reborn. It's not coming out of a womb again. It's like literally you gotta change yourself and understand that you've been lied to and know who your enemies are. Do you agree, brother?
Yeah, definitely. You have to know who your enemies are.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, right? They're gonna make you feel bad because you're saying you're hitting me in the face and you're bad, right? And when you call them bad, they're not gonna like it because you're calling them bad, though they're hitting you in the face. And so they're gonna gaslight you and make you think that you crazy because they're hitting you in the face.
Exactly. And that's what we're dealing with now, like even with our family members, you know, because they're so, you know, deep fried in Christianity, you know. And then also, like, did you ever see the movie A Long Walk from Home?
No.
Oh, that's with Whoopi Goldberg. Even like if you look at, and Will Smith is about to come out with a slave movie. If you look at, if you just look, how repetitive is our slavery in Hollywood? Think about that for a second. They keep beating it into our heads, but we're not getting it. But it's an understanding because we're under punishment. And we're watching these things crumble around us, like with the economy, with the government. And, you know, I can go further, but I'm not going to go too far. But just the fact that we're waking up and we're actually questioning things, for us, they used to cut our tongues out for reading the Bible or reading at all. But now we can read. Now we can explore. Now we can question things. Like, you know what I mean? That was like, I was inquisitive when I first came upon your channel about, I think like 5 years ago. And I started listening to you. I'm like, yo, what I feel is literally what he's saying. Like, you're saying it, and then you went further, like into the Bantu, and you know, like everything like that was going on in Africa, and how it correlates with the scriptures, like the migration of the Israelites after Jerusalem fell. It all makes sense. Like if you put it together, and it makes you feel like we have a purpose. They make us feel like we don't have a purpose, but we do. And that's why they made it illegal to read, cut our tongues out, like all that stuff. But now we're like inquisitive and we're in tune with nature too. We see the seasons changing, but we're not seeing Babylon changing. It's just getting worse.
Oh, Babylon's not gonna be healed.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's gonna be the fall of all.
Yeah.
The fall of all. And
I'm gonna come back around your way, Sister Shebrew. I'm gonna move on.
oh, I'm sorry for talking too much. My bad.
It's okay. Brother Don P, how's it going?
It is going.
What you think about all this, brother?
I have not been comfortable here since I was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt out of place. You know, my grandmother prophesied over me when I was in the womb. She told my mother that I would be a blessing to the family and she should make that decision. And so, as it turns, I'm the only one that is walking in the truth in my family. Everyone else tells me, Donna, we're not under the law, we're under grace. Okay, we're gonna see how Grace is gonna, what's she gonna do for you?
They don't know the scripture.
They parrot, everything Pastor Pork Chop and Pastor KFC
Yeah.
says.
Yep.
And so we are where we are. It's the enemy is very, very, very subtle. And so he's making stealth moves that they can't see. But by the Most High's grace, him awakening us, we see what they're doing.
Yeah, it's obvious.
We see what they're doing. They are destroying Babylon.
Yep.
They are destroying Babylon. And the thing about it is they want us to have Stockholm syndrome.
Exactly.
I don't love you people. I was walking when your broadcast first started. I was walking in the farmer's market and wanted to go get some berries. And I was just looking at all these pasty folks. And I'm like, y'all really gonna get y'all. Y'all really gonna get y'all's. You are a different sort of being. And you look at them too. They are a different sort of being. They look completely unusual. But anyway, I'm gonna let you get around the board. But yeah, it's all falling down, man. And this is the one thing that I did want to say, because the Most High hit me with this today. I was watching Sister Elder's video, and I just felt this overwhelming joy and love for my brothers and sisters. All y'all on the panels and in the chat, and there's just a real love for you guys that's like it's not like a love I've kind of ever felt before. You know what I mean? It's like a family love, but it's greater than the love that I have for my physical family, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. I agree with that. All right, Brother Karis.
Hey, shalom, salama, siemi, shalom. Thank you, Brother Yakoba, for having us on the panel. Someone had brought this up on Friday, and I did want to touch in on this, but I just had some ignorance abound. But I'm glad you did, because
I stirred the pot, right?
Oh yeah, but you want to know what though? This is something that we knew was coming, right? This was that inevitability that we always were going to witness, because there had to be an uncomfort for the house of Judah, right? Because why? Because we were always going to try to stay asleep no matter what. And now, do you understand? Look, the funny thing is, all they're doing, all of our enemy is doing, all our oppressor is doing. Sorry, getting a little excited here. They're just destroying their own credibility, and we're watching it go up in flames by their actions. Oh, we're not racist. Well, then what do you call this? Oh, we're not going to do this. What do you call that? Why do you think these countries are running away from America and not doing business with them? Why do you think Africa is running away to the East and it's no longer service in the West? Because of this right now. So what do you think is going to happen? They're going to get poor. And then what are they going to do? They're going to continue to blame us because they're going to get poor. And they did it all by themselves. Because why? Because they didn't feel like it. See, that's how the enemy rolls, on feelings. And their father is the father of, well, I want you in your feelings. See, the Most High, he doesn't care about our feelings. He cares about obedience. And you can tell an obedient child and the disobedience, because the disobedient child is always in their feelings. And guess what? Their disobedience has led to their destruction. And that's all we were telling them. You're going to get destroyed. But you refuse to listen. All we could do is say, look, if you're a righteous Gentile, if you're a righteous nation, if you're a righteous people, then guess what? Y'all better get on the the walk with us. Get on the road with us. Because why? That's what Acts 15 says. Exactly. Shout out to brother Don P with Gates of Holder this morning. Exactly right. Because why? Because nothing is going to take away our promises that the Most High has for his people. And I don't care how much you think that, you know, they try to discredit channels and say this or say that. It doesn't matter, because every single time they discredit themselves, and their actions are speaking louder than words. That's all I got to say.
So, Brother Karras, quick question. Did you know about all them sundown towns in the U.S.? I didn't know.
No, I knew that there was. See, the last count, there was the one white guy that had the book that he was debuting in Illinois, and you know, it was like 1,500 that I knew of, but I think it was like around like 5,000 or 6,000. So I didn't really understand the severity of how many towns, especially when I think like total in the United States, there's like about like 50 or 60,000 towns. So a tenth, you know, potentially.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, you know, this is a Christian nation. Yeah, I agree, y'all Christian, y'all Roman Catholic. All right, I'm gonna move on. Thanks, Brother Karras. I'll come back around. Miss Fit Fee, how's it going?
Hi, how are you, Brother Teo? I've been watching your channel for quite a while now. I came into the truth, actually, funnily enough, I first came into the truth in 2014. I went and visited my stepmom and my dad in Chicago, and my stepmom was showing me some videos and saying, you know, and showing the scriptures that line up with it. And the scripture that hit me the biggest, of course, I think everybody can you know, resonate with this, is that the Deuteronomy 28. That was the biggest indicator for me. Anyway, I been ever since then, I've been, you know, through channels and listening to people, and I've there have been a few people that I listened to, and the scripture, just, you know, the way that they spoke it resonated with me, but not as much as this channel has. I came through you by way of Sister Maria. I was listening to her channel. That she's another one that I follow. Anyway, what you were discussing about the video with the Mississippi laws and whatnot, I've been, I'm telling you, it's like something spiritual. I've been trying to wake up anybody that I've been close to. I previously lived in Colorado. I now live in Arizona, but and better believe there are Hebrews and Black folk in Colorado. But I've been trying to wake them up for years with this. They're mostly on the side of, yes, we're Christians, we're, you know, we believe in voting, and it's kind of hard waking them up. Nevertheless, I recently made a post on social media, and I, you know, was telling them, you know, with all that's happening now, I posed the question, somebody from the last video, and I was actually thinking about posting that question before they even said it. Somebody in the last video suggested, you know, I'm going to go and post just the question, just to fill the room. If America was to fall today, would you stay or would you leave? Nobody responded. Nobody even said anything. So I just was like, okay, you know what? I've been doing this for 8 years, trying to wake you all up. It's feeling pretty useless at this point. Whoever will take the message, take it out, and whoever doesn't. So that's where I'm at this point. But as far as the sundown towns, I did not know that there were that many. Did not know. I knew that there were a few, but not that many.
Yeah, I didn't either. All right, thank you, Miss Fit Fee. Mike J.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I just like to say, basically, man, I just focus on, you know, repentance, repentance, because the closer we repent, the faster this place gonna go down, you know. And
You
like
have a lot
basically,
of
like I don't.
background noise. You know, a lot like this feedback. Are you like in some kind of
Uh,
Sound like you're in a tunnel or something.
All right, hold on. I'm in the laundry room, so I gotta. It's kind of like echoing.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me let
hard.
me.
It's hard to hear what you're saying.
All right, come back to me then. Come back to me.
All right, Sister Judy, how's it going? Have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Oh,
How
hey,
you
praise
been?
the Lord.
You
Oh,
haven't
I'm
been on in
truly
a while,
wonderful.
sister. You doing good?
I've been on a break. I had to escape,
I
and I've
feel
been
you.
here since January.
Okay.
I am in Dar es Salaam, and I'm loving it every day. So the season is getting ready to change. The rainy season is coming in the next couple of weeks, and I'm grateful for that. So I went out and I got me some furniture and a place to stay. And so all you have to do is have $2.98 and leave. There's no excuse for everybody. I can't go. I can't go. If your family don't want to go, move. The most high will move your family. I had to leave all 6 of my children, even though they're grown. I left my grandchildren and everything, and they will find out. There is an escape route for them. But you all be encouraged, and don't worry about, I can't say what I want to say about those people because you might get shut down. But you might. I just want to call them some names because I'm not scared. But I want you all to be encouraged. Escape. The Lord blessed me with, and I know each and every one of you got stimulus checks. And when I got mine, He said, don't cash none of them, put them away. And I did. And He told me 2 years ago, get your passport. I did that. And the last time He said, get it, I got it. And I've had it 2 years. So what you can do, I got a one-way ticket. And I asked Him to go before me, make every road that is crooked, straighten it out. I want you to know He walked me here in a plane. He walked me through customs. He walked me through, and she asked me, well, do you have a visa? I said, what visa? Then she said, go over there, get your visa, pay $100. So I got a year visa. And then when I went to customs, I prayed, I got my stamp, I prayed, and I asked the Lord, let me be able to go through customs. I walked through customs and out in 5 minutes.
Oh,
And
that's sort of rare, huh?
Yes, I didn't have to have any papers or anything. I asked Him, if you really want to come and you trust the Most High, you have to let Him see your trust. He can't see your trust and you're still there in America. I don't know. I'm scared. If you want to stay there and eat bullets, catch a bullet, I really don't want to lose anymore. People,
Yeah.
it's awful. And I grew up in Jim Crow. I know what it is in what it's like in the 40s and the 50s and 60s and 70s. I have 73 years behind me. And I know what they're capable of. And they're stoking the fire. They want you to react.
Yep.
But God didn't give us that mechanism to fight back. The ones that fight back, they lock them up. So they look at us as puppets, as docile, and they're not going to do anything. They're so soft-spoken, but they don't know the power of the Ruach HaKodesh that we possess. And if you don't have the Ruach, if you don't have the Holy Spirit, you better find Him. You better clothe up. You better dress it up. So we can't just live precariously. We have to live true. We have to live holy before the Lord. So we can't just keep slipping up. We can't let our youth keep us. Well, He knows my heart. He knows it's desperately wicked. So you all be encouraged. Pack your bags. Don't worry about the bug out bag. Get your bags. If you have $3,000, if you have $5,000, now is the time to leave. Now is the time. Because there's land here, and it's beautiful land. And I got a chance to go to the Indian Ocean today, sit by the seaside and have me a fish dinner. And it was awesome. And I got a chance to see the natives to go out, like the people go out and fish. And it's really lovely here. So, you know, in America, in inner city, there is a ghetto. Over here, the infrastructure needs work. There's ghettos. I don't care, but there's a Negro every 3 feet. And then there's a Negro, and you all come over here and help me count them. It's so much traffic, I don't know what to do. It take you hours to go anywhere. So if I could do it at 73, you could do it at 23. God has shown us grace and have given us grace. You better take Sister Betty's advice and get to stepping. So I digress. I thank you for this opportunity to allow me to get on here and talk. You guys come on over. There's preparations being made for those who don't have any place to go. There's places in Ghana. They're giving out land in Ghana. You can buy land for $1,000 in Ghana. You hook up with Sister Alita, Israel. She can help you out. Go and find your peace here. It is here. Ask God for your peace. Talk to him and say, Papa, I want to go. And he'll grant you whatever you want. Just trust him, okay? Thank you, Minister Yacoba. Thank you,
Appreciate it.
panel.
Thank you, Sister Judy. All right, I'm gonna come back to you, Brother Mike, and then I'm gonna come to you, Dawn All. Brother Mike, you can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Oh yeah, you say something again. I heard a lot of feedback there. Brother Mike.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound better. Yeah, you sound better.
All right, cool. All right. I mean, I just want to say, the more, I think we should just focus on, repenting and trying to, get right with the Most High first. I don't really even worry about those quote unquote people. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you could see how it's unfolding. You can see how we don't even gotta do it. They gonna do it to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like look at their birth rate. Look at they I've been on I go on some of these far right channels, these YouTube channels, and you see a lot of the sentiment. Yeah, they want to blame black people, but a lot of the sentiment would be they want to blame those small cat people. You know what I'm saying? It's it's them. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna eat each other up. You know what I'm saying? For once, we're not the main target. Even though sometimes the ignorance they want to they want to try to blame us, but a lot of the times you see them blaming their counterparts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Anything else, Brother Mike?
Yeah. That's just repent and come back to the laws of God, and have faith in the Christ, That's that's it. That's all we got to do.
All right, Sister Dawn, how's it going? Dawn All. Going once. Have to unmute yourself. Going twice. There we go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. I just wanted to come on and say, that I've been watching you now for quite some time. Everything you've said is coming true. These people, I tell you, they'll never change. They're digging their own holes, and I hope they fall in it. And I think that we should all have a corporate prayer for our people, Israel, to wake them up. I am the only one awake in my family. My family are die-hard, card-carrying Jehovah's Witness people. I walked out of that when I was 16. I told my father, there are a lot of hypocrites up there, and I never went back. I did go to the SDA because I heard the Sabbath truth, and then I came out of that. I woke up in probably about 2014, 2016, 2018, really fully. Yeah, but I just wanted to come on and encourage Israel and said, Yah's word is, recorded in heaven. It has to come true. No matter how they rear their heads or whatever, they're not going to win against us. They might kill a few of us, yes, but remember, even if they kill us, Yah has the power to resurrect. Um, so, follow, whatever the Holy Spirit is telling you. If they tell you go, go. But also remember that you have enemies in Africa as well that look like you and me. The Edomites, they're still black, some of them.
Yeah, that's true.
so so just be mindful of that. And I was born and grew up in Jamaica, and the Rastafarians were steady telling us we are Israelites, but nobody paid them any mind. We were so gone already with this whole Christianity thing.
Yeah.
Everybody just need to get the hell on out of Christianity, you know. And that's all I want to say. And just, blessings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters. And we all need to pray for the unawakened because, and I worry about the elderly when, those of us that are able to probably take off to Africa. I always worry about our sick and our elderly who probably don't have anybody. I'm like, who's gonna help
Yeah.
them? I worry about that.
Yeah. Well, the Most High said He's going to heal us, and we all going back, so we just got to trust Him.
Yeah, that's what we all. But I think we need corporate prayer. Another one of
Yeah.
the prayer like we did back in December.
I'm
In
feeling it.
January.
I'm feeling you on that. I mean, we need to definitely do warfare in the spiritual realm.
Yeah. Yeah. One other thing, when I came to America, I've been here about 33 years. By the way, I didn't take that thing, that they were giving
Yeah.
out, and everybody at work was like, I was look at them. I said, you know what? I'm gonna trust God on this one. I ain't putting nothing in my body.
Yep.
Anything that they selling to black folk ain't good. When have you ever heard the white power structure ever want to help black people that did?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
was like, y'all need to just stop. But anyway, yeah. So that's all. Well, when I came here first, one final thing. I was
Let me
standing
ask
at.
you right quick. Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica.
Oh, from Jamaica. Okay. All right. Go
Hmm.
ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, a Rastafarian will tell you in a minute that you're an Israelite.
Yeah. I was surprised the roster's been new.
They've been new. Yeah, they've been new. But they always think because they couldn't conceptualize the white Jesus thing, they focused on Haile Selassie
Yeah.
as being, like Jah in the flesh because they just didn't believe that white stuff,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
They even knew where Jerusalem was.
They even know where Jerusalem was. I mean, like they've been at it for a long time. One thing you never wanted to do was talk to a Rasta man and argue the Bible with him, because he was gonna out argue you. I mean,
Yeah.
like he knew what he was talking about for the most part. Yup.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank you, Sister Dawn. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, the troublemaker here, Brother Rojo. What's up, Brother Rojo?
Now, you ain't right, brother Yacoba.
Look, Brother Rojo. You and I a lot alike, so you know how that go, right? If you a troublemaker, I'm a troublemaker.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you're from Louisiana. I'm from Texas. I'm not far from the Louisiana border. I used to go out there and play all the time, Livonia, Baton Rouge. So I mean, hey, we're around the same age, and I'm proud. I tell people, those young cats, live to get to where us 50 pluses are at. Where you have gray, silver whiskers and everything. And then, but nah. I say that to those other folks, not to my folks, because our folks are really in some stuff. And as far as what brother Mike and the young lady that was on that were saying, I mean, I kind of look at it as from a different perspective. I think we've always been the main targets. It's just that we're smart enough to know that we are the main targets now, and so we're just sidestepping all of the political, social, and religious discourse. So now, when we step aside, now the aggression that they would have for us because they've already fired the shots is going to those that are hiding behind us. And then when they get hit, they have no choice but to retaliate against their aggressors, which are people that look just like them. So we just need to stay our course and keep ourselves soaked in baby oil So we always slip out of their snares. But anyway, I want to say that I was watching TikTok last night at work, and I saw a video that disturbed me, and I think we have a serious, epic event headed our way. There was this guy that went out to walk his dog. The sky was lit up and it was humming, and from the way it was looking, you would think that it would be a power surge or a transformer had blown out, but it was constant and it was going for like 45 seconds. Then everything blacked out. So people, prepare yourselves, brothers and sisters, Gentiles that are on board with us, prepare yourselves, stay in your word. Let's continue to, look after one another. I love coming into your spaces and Karis's spaces because I feel clean. I feel like the dirt of the world, is just being brushed off my shoulders whenever I come around the family. So, I thank you for these spaces. I thank Karis. And, let's just keep up the work.
Thank you, Brother Rojo. Brother Keith, how's it going?
Shalom, brother. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Enjoying the show. I just want to say, as far as all this stuff they are doing, they've done it before. We know like how they are, how that spirit that operates within them. But the interesting thing when I watch it, it's triggering. Especially being a student of history, especially having my heart into this Hebrew stuff, who we are, and y'all's purpose for us. So it's near and dear to my heart. But you know what? When I see this stuff, this crap they do, I say, you know what? So first of all, they've done it before, so it's not like we're brand new to this. We know how they move. But at the same time, when I see it, I think, you know what? We are the targets, but what they're trying to do to us, they will do to themselves. Um, we saw what happened during like January 6th. Right now, we are the targets of the police and stuff. We see the videos, but what they do to us today will be done to them tomorrow. And like these traps they're setting, these laws that they're passing, one day soon, it'll reverse. It'll because the curses have already turned. We've already served out 400-year sentence, and it'll start happening to them, and they'll do it to themselves, whether it's right against left or whatever, however it forms, they will do it to themselves. So while it is kind of triggering, I have to keep scripture in mind and understand that these are all instruments, and y'all has to put things in place to carry out his will. And what I see when I see these types of things is y'all just putting the puzzle pieces in place, and one day it's going to turn on them, and it'll be worse. It'll be double. It'll be worse, and it'll happen in like a confined period of time. So in a way, like I said, it's bothersome and it's triggering, but at the same time, I say, you know what, this is for them. Now that doesn't mean that the Hebrew people won't feel some of that, because we some of us will, but ultimately it's for them, and it's going to because the scripture prophecy is that Egyptian will fight against Egyptian. So they're going to turn this to those that they don't like, who look like them, and to other people too. But Egyptian will fight Egyptian, and this is how they do it. So when I see all the gender stuff and all these, man, let me just say this one last thing about some of my thoughts about what you're talking about. When I this gender stuff, that's going to be a big deal. And I don't know if people know this, but they've already passed another constitutional amendment. It's called the Equal Rights Amendment. And they have to go through the process of they've already ratified it, but they have to do some other stuff in the legislature to kind of like certify it, basically. But basically, when you look it up, the Equal Rights Amendment, when you look it up, basically it doesn't make a distinction between male and female. It'll be unconstitutional to make a distinction between male and female. So when that happens, when they actually certify it and it's actually instituted, and everything else that's going on with gender and stuff, that's going to be a big deal, because the restroom issues and stuff like that, who can use what restroom, that's going to it's going to slice right through this country like a hot knife through butter. and they're going to turn on each other, and these same tools that they are putting in place to get us, they're going to get themselves. They'll get the other, whatever the other is, whether it's right, left, or whatever. And even the people who are part of what I call like the alphabet community, they are going to be against other people too, who are against their cause. Because if you pay attention to what's going on, even they are getting more militant. It's not your grandfather's alphabet community, I'll put it like that. Even they are getting more militant. And so the tables are turning. So I would just admonish Israel to see it with a spiritual eye, with spiritual eyes. Yah is putting things in place, and Egyptian will fight Egyptian.
Yep, thank you, Brother Key. Manny, how's it going? And unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, Mr. Yakova. I just came on the show because I wanted to ask two questions. One of the question is, I went on Odyssey and I tried to find a video that you posted. So I'm calling to find out what is the name of the video so I can watch it.
Oh, the full video that I had?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
Because I have the app and I put in TEOTW and I couldn't find the video.
So okay. So you want the link to my video on
Yes,
Odyssey.
sir.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. And the second question I gotta ask is, okay, so I was looking at some news sources and I found out that they just discovered that the United States was involved. You guys may have already talked about this because I just found out that you guys were on live. So if you guys have already discussed this, please forgive me. But Jay just found out that the United States was the one who destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline that was supplying natural gas and oil to Europe. So when they found that out, Germany said that they're going to do a thorough investigation to determine whether or not this is true, that the United States destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline. And so as a result of the Nord Stream pipeline being destroyed, Germany had to start buying its natural gas or oil, whatever that they needed to be able to heat their country from the United States. And the United States marked up the price of their natural gas and oil reserve against Germany. So the question I'm trying to ask is, do you think that once Germany finds out that, yes, it was in fact the United States that destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline, that Germany will turn against the United States and start siding with Russia?
I'm not so sure. France might. But Germany, that whole Nazi connection with Ukraine and, Germany and the US, because they all got that Nazi relationship.
Yeah.
I think they in it together. But who knows, right? I mean, we know that the 10 gonna hate the whore and burn her with fire. And so something's gonna happen with Europe and, I mean, everybody abandoning ship anyway. I mean, everybody joining BRICS. So they know something's up.
Yes.
So.
And also, I just found out today, you guys may have already talked about this because, again, I just found out about your live stream, but China and Iran are going to start supplying Russia with military equipment and I guess financially. What do you think about that? Because they're part of the Four Carpenters, right? China, Iran.
I believe
Russia.
they are. I believe they're part of the Four Carpenters, and also the U.S. has been threatening China anyway. So it's about to get real.
It's about to get real. So who do you think that fourth person could be? Could it be North Korea?
Probably. Yeah, it could be any one of those. I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows if South Africa are going to join it when they're kicking people off the continent, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to be part of the four because those Gentiles are going to be kicked out at some point.
You talking about in South Africa?
In South Africa, yeah. And Namibia and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the only reason I called. Yeah, and I'll look at the link and go and view the video.
All right. Okay.
And
All right.
I thank you guys for your time.
All right, man. Yeah.
All right.
We are Judah. How's it going?
We're-
You have to unmute yourself.
How you doing, brother Yacoba?
I'm doing good. How you been?
I'm all right. God bless. God bless. Hey, the main thing I wanted to comment on was the video you played with the young lady in Jackson, Mississippi, that was really upset about, you know, the way that we were being treated and all the things that are happening down there. And it really reverberated with me because that's where I woke up. You know, that's where I came to the knowledge of Yah and what was going on. And I mean, I was a Christian. I did every Bible study nameable, you know, I mean, and I really, I think Acts 21:38 was the first real awakening that I had when somebody had pointed out to me the whole thing with the Apostle Paul and how that scripture was, you know, the Roman soldier was shocked that Paul spoke Greek. And I thought, well, why would he be shocked? And then he said, of course, aren't you that Egyptian? And I'm like, I can't tell you how many times I've read Acts, the book of Acts, studied it, went through the Christian Bible studies, and yet I never saw that. And that is what caused me to start rereading the whole Bible and look for other things that made me like, wow, how could I have missed that? And then I started going back through the Bible and looking at the thing like Moses and the second miracle that God gave him and turning his hand white. And I'm like, well, he had to be black. He wouldn't turn his hand white if he was already white. Hey, look, your hand is whiter, you know, what a miracle. And it was like, wow. And really, and that opened me up. I found out about Stephen Darby, and thank God I found your ministry, you know, and your brothers. And it was just like one after another. But what really got me about this young lady in Jackson was what she was saying about why are we treated? Why are they treating us like this? Who are we? And that one, I'm 63 years old. And that question was on my heart forever. I was 10 years old when some white lady, me and a few friends of mine in Pittsburgh were riding our bicycles, and we stopped in some store and asked, could we get some water? Because we was tired and everything. And a white lady at the top of the steps, I still remember, you know, 50 years later. And she screamed down the steps at us when we asked for water. And she said, hell no, you're too little and you're too GD dark. And I mean, that shook me so much at 10 years old. And I had been asking that question since then. Who are we? Why do they treat us like that? What did we do? You know, and hearing that young lady in that video, and she almost said that she hates the fact that she's black, you know, and it was just like to hear her. And I just like, these things that they're doing to hurt us are going to turn to make people ask that question, those questions. Who are we? What did we do? And that's a question that the Most High will answer, especially right now. So many of the things that these people are doing to us, I believe is going to cause many who wouldn't listen before to cry out and ask the Father, who are we? And what? And now the information is available, you know, and we living in a different time. So that just reverberated with me, because when I asked him, and that's why I put my name has always been, we are Judah. I was driving down the street one day, and I had for about a month listening to Stephen Darby and some other ministries crying out and asking, what's going on? Is this really true? And asking. And one day I was driving down the road, and I'm telling you, the Most High spoke to me in my heart, in my ear, in that car, and said, you are Judah. And it just, I mean, it just overwhelmed me. Tears start flowing down my eyes. I had to pull over on the side of the road, and I just had this overwhelming sense that question that I had all my life was just answered. And there was no doubt about it. Nobody could tell me different. It was solid in me. And it's been that way ever since. And I've been trying to learn more and listening to you. I've been waiting all week for your message and your, I wait. And after I was like, well, when's it coming on? I'm on the list and everything, waiting for the notification and everything. And I just thank God for your ministry, for all the connected ministries, Ashonda at Large, all these different ministries, and the gates of Huldah. Oh man, I'm just so fed. Like I never was fed in religion, So I just thank God. I married a Thai. And I don't know where things are with that, but I'm trying to move. I'm ready to sell my house and I'm trying to move to Thailand. And she said, listen, I said, listen, if things work out, we're going to Africa. I said, it might be a stopover in Thailand because we can survive there. And she, we got property there and everything. I said, but my goal is to get back to the continent. So I'm just trying to sell my house right now. And I'm even in my shop right now, cleaning up and straightening up, and I'm ready to go. And like I said, I just feel like that suffering and that pressure that they're going to put on our people is going to cause them even more to cry out, who are we? And y'all will answer. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you very much. So, I'm probably going to do a teaching on, and I sort of covered this in before about who we are and that we're royalty. Right, because they'll tell you that there's no more Jew, Greek, slave free, all that foolishness, right? But here's the thing: when you read the scriptures, you find out why. When they ask, "Well, Lord, when did we do all these things to you? When did we see you hungry and feed you? When did all these?" And they're gonna say, "When you did it to the least of these, my brethren, you did it unto me." He was talking about us. He wasn't talking about the church, right? And so, but there's a role, and I'm gonna talk about that role in the future of Israel. And there's some deep stuff going on here that we don't fully understand as a nation. See, we are connected to Yahuwah and we're connected to for the Yah as a nation, right? And people don't understand. That's almost like, and I'm not saying, well, I'm not going to get into it here, but anyway, there's a connection there. All right. So we're going to get final comments. We're going to start with you, Sister Betty. Final comment. I think Sister Betty might have walked away a little bit. We'll come back around. Sister Sarah, final comment.
Hey, I just want to say for all of my brothers and sisters, y'all stay strong out there. Don't let what's going on in the media and news to get to you, because the Most High has us, and He's going to get us out of here soon. I strongly believe that
I believe it.
Second Exodus is soon, so I'm looking forward to that. So y'all stay strong, okay?
All right. Sister Chantel, final comment.
I want to second that as well. Although I fear for some of our people, it's only because of the fact that they're not ready. I know we all feel the heartache and the pain when we see our people go through, unnecessary stress. And I think Karis has said it so many times. Every time we see them go through what they go through, we never hear them call out for Abba Yah. We never hear them. And I always used to think to myself, imagine what would happen if one person just cries out, Abba Yah, save me. I sometimes I wonder what would happen. But nobody's ever done that. And there's a reason, because they're not awake. They're still tied to Babylon. We don't know what their lifestyles are like, but we can only imagine. But fortunately, we haven't got much longer. We don't. If we're feeling this heat, this energy that these people and their entities that they're so tied to, if we feel the heat of this, we know it's not long. We know it's not long. And everything that they do, the Most High knows how many hairs we have on our head. For every one of us they harm, He's taken out 1,000 of them, 1,000, probably even more. And I pray for it. I ain't no Christian. I'm a daughter of the Most High Yah.
There you go.
That's who I am. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for
All
having me
right.
on as well, Yakoba.
Thank you, Sister Chantel. Sister Betty, you back? Sister Betty. All right, we're gonna move on. Brother Don, final comment. Unmute yourself. There you
Well,
go.
the beat is going to go on. The Most High, in order to be just, he's got to fulfill his word. Not a single one of his word cannot come to pass, or he couldn't be just. So I mean, man, when we're looking this, I just thank the Most High for the eyes to see and the ears to hear, because we're looking at this thing on 9 different levels and what's going on. And I just thank him for it. I don't know how he's going to do it for all of us. I just know he is going to do it for all of us. And I'm just thankful for your ministry. I'm thankful for the other affiliated ministries. Just like the other brother said, man, I've never been taught like this in my life. And I see the whole world, and also the word. I see the whole different light, a whole different way. It's like yeah, having your mind renewed. Yeah. So at any rate, it's kind of overwhelming. I'll just park right there and a lot and think about it.
All right. Thanks, Brother Don. Misfit Fee, final comment.
Yes, I just wanted to echo the same sentiments. Thank you, Brother Yakoba, for allowing me to be on the panel. Thank you for, first of all, allowing the Most High to use you to create this panel and to create this platform for us. Because for me personally, it felt like for the longest time being in this truth, and I know the word says this, that, you know, you're going to get lonely in this walk. It's going to feel lonely. It's going to feel like nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to be near you. But this has been my comfort, this along with the word. And so I thank you, Brother Yakoba. I also echo the sentiments of wanting there to be another corporate prayer, because I feel like our people are still, you know, those of us that are not awakened. The video of the lady from Mississippi, that seems to be the same sentiments that I hear a lot of people expressing. So I feel like we need that corporate prayer to help wake us all up and get us all out. I know we feel that we're all ready to leave. I'm ready to leave. My family, they're awake. Thankfully, my immediate family is awakened, so they're on the same board as me. They're ready to go. We're getting ready to pack up on and move on up out of here. But thank you to you again, Brother Yakoba. Thank you for the panel, and prayers for everybody on this panel and in these comments.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fee. Brother Rojo, final comments.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Again, I echo what the sister just said before me. We thank you all for the work you all put in. You know, you all truly are vehicles of Yah, and you know, we're just grateful. You know, to be able to be graced by being able to come and fellowship with you. At least that's the way I feel. And now I will say, kind of a anti thing, which I hope no one gets triggered. I understand the sentiments of that young lady in Mississippi. I do, but that we need to stop. I mean, you know, because to me, I took it that she was crying out to these evil devils, you know, to show compassion. Forget that. We're past that. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
what we need to do is be, and I don't want to use the word proud, but we need to hold our heads up and we need to square our shoulders. You know, the ladies, you know, go back to buttoning up to your neck and, you know, just, glossing your feathers and let your beauty shine. And yeah, we are in a whoop state. You know, I mean, that's Deuteronomy 28 all the way down. But even with that, we're coming out of these curses, and we need to be proud in who we are. We need to shine. And yeah, it's bad what's going on in Mississippi, but that woman still has breath in her. She could change her situation, even if it means abandoning there with her family. I mean, people just need. I mean, if she comes to one of these channels, or even anyone in the new black media, not the Roland Martin Boulay,
Yeah.
but come to us. I mean, she could get answers, and she could get, she could probably get financial help. We all help each other. I know I do. Yeah. So we just need to break away from that. If we're gonna crowd to somebody, we need to crowd to Yah. We need to crowd to each other. Time out. The game over is done. Crying out to them or looking for sympathy from them. And I just land there. Thank you again, brother.
All right, brother Erojo. Brother Keith, final comment.
Minister Yacoba, I really look forward to your teaching on who we are as a people, that we're royalty. Israel needs it.
Yeah, so I do have a video already called "A Raw House Meant to Rule." So for those who haven't seen it, but I'm gonna cover it from a deeper perspective because there's a deeper perspective that is sort of hidden in the story of the Bible, and I'm gonna talk about that. But go ahead, brother Keith.
That's good. So you heard the brother. I think you said royal house meant to rule.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat.
Please do. In Israel, watch it because that's important. Here's why it's important. It's one thing to know who you are. You know we're the chosen people, but it's another thing to really grasp and internalize that you are royalty. Because when you do that, you walk differently, you talk differently, you have a different mindset. Now, that's not meant for you to be arrogant, because the Most High never intended for us to be arrogant. We are meant to be a praise to Him. He described us as His ornaments. We're basically like the Most High's jewelry. Like, we're His bling. We're supposed to make Him look good, right? We're His nice shoes. We make the Most High look good. So you don't carry that title. It's a responsibility, really. But it's not meant to make you arrogant, but it's good to know who you are. When you know who you are, when you internalize it, I want to encourage you, Israel, Yasharel, when you internalize who you are, things won't bother you the way they used to. You'll have a different perception of things. You'll have a different outlook. You'll view life differently. You'll view circumstances differently. It'll actually give you strength to go on. It'll actually increase your faith. Don't be like Esau and selling your birthright. No, it's a precious thing. And people can't always see how precious it is now because of what we've been through. We are a traumatized people based on Deuteronomy 28. We are traumatized. We've been through a lot. So sometimes it's hard to feel royal, right? But when you internalize that, that Tupac song comes to mind, Keep Your Head Up. So I want to encourage, Yashriel, keep your head up. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get easier, but know who you are, and don't let these they have beaten us down as a people, but don't let them beat you down. Don't let them beat you down spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, like that sister, was talking earlier. You know what? When you know that you're royalty, when you know prophecy, and if you've been watching channels like this long enough, you should know. You should have a pretty good idea. But when you know prophecy, when you know how the story ends, like the last chapter of the book, then you should have confidence. You should be like, you know what? Screw y'all. Sorry, but I'm kind and I take care of people, but I'm also militant too. Screw them. Screw them. If they don't want to treat you right, screw them. This isn't your home anyway. The Most High told you you will go into the land of your enemies. Now, that doesn't mean you hate everybody, but just know, listen to what the Most High told you. What land are you in? The land of your enemies. Why are we acting surprised that we have to go through this stuff? We are in the land of our enemies. Just see it for what it is. Your enemies are not going to treat you right. Some will. I always have to say that because it's true, but some will. It's not everyone. That's my little disclaimer. And that's true. But you are, generally speaking, you are in the land of your captivity. You are in the land of your enemies. We were not supposed to be here. We had obeyed the Most High. We wouldn't be here. We will be back home where we're supposed to be. So it won't stop. It'll always like morph into something else. It'll always change forms, but the spirit is the same. The spirit that has traumatized our ancestors, the spirit that has done it to us, will not stop. It's a spirit. It's an eternal thing. It will not stop. So just know this, Israel. So stop acting brand new. Don't be brand new. Don't act brand new. Don't be surprised. Oh, they're so mean. Of course. I want to encourage you, Israel. You are royalty. You are beautiful. You are chosen by the Most High. You are His jewelry. You make Him look good. That's how he feels about you. So just make so it's a responsibility too. So that means that you can't always act the way you want to act sometimes. Sometimes you have to like step up your game in terms of how you behave, but just know who you are, and walk in it. And don't look at your circumstances. Look at what Yah told you that you are, and walk in that, and it'll get better. Keep your head up.
Thank you, Brother Keith. Sister Betty, you back? I think Sister Betty must be gone. She must have packed up and got on that flight earlier. Shebrew DNA, did you get final comments on that? You there, Shebrew DNA? All right, well, I'll give my final comments. Here's the thing. They're going to try to make you feel like you're hateful. They're going to try to make you feel like you're an enemy of everybody and everybody just want to get along. But ain't nobody standing up for you but the Most High. When they see the cops killing you in the streets, very few of them do anything. And the ones who do something, they don't have much power. The Most High is the only one who can deliver us. Everything's going according to plan. We've seen the prophecies and everything's lining up. And if everything else has come to pass, so will the second Exodus. Ain't no 400-year prophecy. I told you, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to get some T-shirts. Sister Brandy said, get some T-shirts. I'm going to get some T-shirts. Hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy. So understand this. People going to say things like, Tail Ministries teaching flea doctrine. Tail Ministries putting fear in people. They obviously not watching the same things we are. They obviously have no sense of spiritual discernment to see where we are on the prophetic timeline. Now understand this. Everybody who look like you ain't for you, and everybody who look like you ain't for y'all. So you got to be cautious. You have to be discerning. You have to sift everything through that word, and you have to keep Yeshua as the head, not man. That's the key. You don't want to be deceived. Keep Yeshua first, because there's a lot of doctrine out there. So things go. I told y'all in the past, you go watch the videos. I told y'all things gonna get a little heated before we leave, and it's lining up just like that. Israel leave crying for a reason. So before I sign out, I'm gonna come back and see if Sister Betty came back, because I do want to hear Sister Betty. Sister Betty, are you there? I'm really sad because I wanted to hear Sister Betty final comment. You there, Sister Betty? Sister Betty not there, fam. Well, thank you, panel, for coming on. I appreciate the dialogue. Pray for the family and pray that the Most High protect us all, because we are in some interesting times. Things going to get a lot more heated, right? And they're coming for us, but they're not going to get us. So peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah. Also, please support the Dry Bones Project.